I haven't even given this any thought. So we'll just wing it. I like your Great Scotch Exchange 2022. We'll go with that. So welcome to Great Scotch Exchange 2022. I am Ben. Welcome to All Walkered Up. We are going to taste some Scotch. I say 2022 because we have done this 1 year in the past. Some buddies of mine wanted to drink a bunch of different Scotch, and we decided to try a bunch of different Scotch. So we each bought 3 bottles and exchanged around. So we had 9 different bottles to try. This year we got a lot more people involved, and it's going to be a blast. We got 16 bottles to try, and they're little bitty bottles of joy. So I'm here with one of my pals from last year, Chad. Chad, say hi.
Hello.
So we're going to kind of just dive right in. If I remember right, the first night is a Highland night. We're going to start off with some Dalwhinnie. This is the 2021 Distillers Edition. And we're going to taste that right next to the Dalmore 15. This one isn't anything special in the fact it's 15. But they're both some age statement scotches, and we're going to jump right in. So, Chad, do you have yours poured yet? I actually already poured mine.
I do not have my poured yet, so I will start cracking
Sounds fabulous.
to get a little.
One of the things that I'm going to try and do is I'm pouring about half, maybe a little less than half, in my tastings when I'm tasting them as we go, because I want to try some of them compared to some of the other scotches in the list.
Yes,
I go further on.
I think I'm doing about a third.
Yeah,
probably is what I poured.
So, kind of the way I was thinking about doing this, Chad, is kind of obviously we're going to look at the color. The illustrious Charles sent out a nice spreadsheet for us to fill out. Everybody involved in this spreadsheet.
Yes, I saw that.
So he kind of went through and did color, smell, sip 1, sip 2, with water, and this kind of overall as far as our scoring.
Wow. Okay.
So it's a big list. We don't have to go through everything, but might as well just kind of dive in. So, my fancy lid here,
very fancy. That's what I like about you, Ben.
Yeah, exactly. I just crank it up to full notch. So right off the bat, the 15 is definitely darker, quite a bit darker actually.
Yes, the Dalmore.
Yeah,
so aren't they both 15s?
No, the other one's a 12.
Is the Dalwhinnie a 12?
Yeah, it's a 2004 to 2000. Oh wait, no, you're right. It is 15. 2019. A couple of the distillers editions were 12 years, so I mistook that. Thank you. Good check. The very vocal and intense part here.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely getting, for me, I don't know if you want me to let you live in it for a second or not.
Go for it. Nope, go.
I'm getting a little bit of mint on this one, right off the nose. Not strong, but it's almost spearmint to me. So that malty.
I don't get mint. I get
more right on the top of the nose.
Apricot and butterscotch.
I was going to say apricot as well. So I was trying to figure out what fruit, and apricot was right there on the tip of my tongue.
The sweetness is more of a butterscotch.
Mm-hmm. Really light butterscotch, though.
Yeah, it's very light, but... I want to drink it.
Want to drink it? I mean, you can go ahead and drink it. I'm going to go ahead and smell them both before I drink them.
Yeah, well, no, I'm going to... Okay.
Oh, wow.
So the reddish, the Dalmore, let's...
Wow.
Yeah.
That is different. So insanely different. So, like, I'm getting, like...
So different. It's so much cleaner.
Yeah. It's a heavier nose, if that makes sense. I'm getting, like, almost prune juice.
Yes. More syrupy. Yeah. But there's no smoke.
Nope. It's just like a thick syrupy. I think is a good description of the smell.
It's the yeah. It's almost syrupy.
The viscosity is clinging to the glass. This
Yep.
one kind of had some long, thin legs, but it didn't cling nearly as much. Um, wow. There's
A
a
little bit
heavier.
more of the oak. I can get a little bit more of the oak in this because it's not covered up by all the other stuff.
Hmm. There's almost like a. It's not bad, but it's like a rubber tire, like a like a new rubber tire scent in there
Okay,
somewhere.
I get what you're trying to go for. It's not quite rubber, but it's
It's just a little off from that, but not quite as
like a not
in your
latex.
face.
It's but yeah, there's something there. Yeah,
It still smells fantastic,
but
but
it's so much lighter. That's the biggest thing. Is like there's almost nothing there. Like it's so subtle
hmm,
compared to the Delwynny. Like that one's gonna be like juicy, and then this one
yeah.
is
Hmm. Well, you ready for a taster, or you want to live in the nose for a second longer?
just off of that. I can almost guarantee you I'm gonna like the Delwynny better than the Delmore.
Probably. And you talked about how much wood it has, kind of
Yep.
oakiness to the Dalmore. You're not a huge fan of the heavily oaked things. And the longer you
Right.
sit in the barrel, the longer more it's gonna have that
Yep. But
heavier barrel influence.
all right, I'm gonna stick with starting with the Delwynny.
Hmm.
Mm. Okay, ready?
Hmm. It's not a whole lot there on the tongue to start. It's got a bit of the just malty, like single malt kind of characteristic, kind of basic Highland characteristic to me.
See, but I don't get the Highland. Like typically, Highland is more the honeyer, more honey, clover honey kind of flavor, and I'm not getting that as much. There's a little bit more the earthy peat to it.
Yeah.
Um, so, but it's very light and mild. Um, it's nice. It's a very drinkable. It's very nice. Um,
Hmm. The nose didn't change a whole lot.
nope,
Hmm. I'm gonna go back for it. Second sip right away.
I can do that.
It's almost an evergreen quality to it.
See, I was gonna say leather.
I can see that too. It's like a like a leather sofa out in the evergreens. Um,
hmm.
that's good though.
Okay.
I will enjoy
Yes.
that immensely.
So that is definitely my cup of tea
It's
for
kind of your
less.
jam as far as a
Um,
single
yeah,
malt goes.
as far as a single malt, that's kind of my up my alley, definitely.
Hmm. Oh man, this nose. It's just so insanely different.
It is.
Well, I'm gonna go for it. Hmm.
Hmm.
A lot of the fruitiness that was on the nose,
Yep.
the pruniness, isn't
And
there
the
on the
oak.
palate. Oh man, it's definitely oaky. There's definitely a bit of that.
Yep. It's the fruit in the oak is primarily what I get from it. That kind of
It's like a
plummy kind of.
yeah. I was almost gonna say fig, like a fig jam almost.
Yeah, it's not quite that heavy though to me.
No, no, not quite.
That's why I'm going with plum because it's just a little bit lighter. Like it's not quite as syrupy on the taste. Isn't as syrupy as it is on the nose.
Yep.
I would say.
Need some water, sorry. But cleanse the palate, you know.
Yeah.
Ooh. Even just a little sip of water changed a bit, so I'm curious what it's going to do to add a few drops of water to both those.
Okay.
Almost had a little bit of caramel when I had the water after I drank the water. So, hmm. All right, I'll drop a few drops of water in there. Or do you want to live in one of those a little bit longer?
Hmm. It's very mild.
The Dalmore.
Yeah. Yeah. The
I
Delmore. It's very mild. Like it's.
was gonna say, have you had the Dalmore 12 at all?
I want to say I have.
We've got it at the cabin, and it is so wonderfully unremarkable.
Okay.
It is this definitely took the oak and ramped it up a bit, and kind of the fruit jamminess and amped it up a little bit
Okay.
from the 12.
Sure.
Um, but it is so I have a hard time describing it whenever we're drinking it. It's one that Dylan picked up for the cabin, and it's a great bottle, but it's just like I don't understand why it's great. I guess because it's just sits on the palate and just kind of wonderfully drifts away.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how I would describe this. Um, it's a very
Nothing,
yeah. It's just mild. Um,
nothing on the bottle describing that one. I did put together a large document of all the different descriptors from the distilleries. Um,
okay.
if we wanted to pull that up, if I can remember where it's saved at. Um,
Um,
so let's throw some water in there first before we get, I guess.
all right. Yeah. Let me throw some water in it.
Just a couple drops. Yeah, it was probably more than a couple drops.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see if that worked.
Oh no. You got more than a couple drops in that one.
Yeah. Well, see, I did the same thing too, so we're all set. Um,
Okay. So the Delmore, just a couple of drops of water really brings out more of a bourbon characteristic,
a bit, yeah.
and it's that oak,
Oh, it's almost got a
that brown sugar and oak.
even like a hint of vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
It sweetened up the body a little bit too.
Did it?
Yeah, it's good with a few drops. I like that. Hmm.
Yeah. See, I'm disappointed.
In the Delmore.
In the Delwhinnie with water in it.
Well, again, you like that low oak impact,
Yeah.
so ramping that
Yep.
up is
Um,
probably not what you want.
well, like I can see, like the Delmore is still nice and drinkable. It
Hmm.
did ramp up the more oak flavor and the more like that kind of brown sugar caramely kind of vanilla notes. So made it more like a bourbon, which I don't care for bourbon. So, but it's still very drinkable and fine. But the Dalwhinnie, I liked neat. I did not like putting water in it.
The water added a little bit of pepper note to the Dalmore to me, just a subtle pepper note. Like
Okay.
it's kind of one of those things I associate, I think, with a bit of barrel influence, the barrel pepper,
Okay. Yep.
the
Sure.
flavor. So it like same thing you're saying is ramping up the um,
it,
barrel note a little bit, kind
it
of
brings
giving
out the barrel. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. That's the main thing is it brings out the barrel.
yep. Um, well, according to their own websites here, um, the nose for the Dalwhinnie is peaty, spicy yet grapey,
Okay.
and the palate is a big spicy buzz with very clear defined malt with a brush of sweetness and then grapiness again.
Okay. I didn't get the grapiness, but
And we kind of went more the butterscotch, I think,
yeah,
with that sweetness they're probably trying to describe there.
yeah,
For the Delmore, they said orange marmalade. So, we're in the jam marmalade realm. They went
hmm
orange, though. They did
yeah.
talk about cinnamon and nutmeg, though, in that. And I did not get that kind of
I don't get any of that. No.
spiciness going to it. Um, on the palate, they said vanilla and crushed apples, um, which is kind of that fruity
Yeah,
taste we're talking about. And then on the finishing notes, they said caramelized orange or rich dark chocolate. Not sure I get very much chocolate. Maybe on the kind of that barrel spice pepperiness. If you're thinking like a dark chocolate, maybe I could
yeah. I
correlate
suppose
those
if
two.
you, I mean, but
Well, obviously you're a bigger fan of the Dalwhinnie tonight.
yeah, yep,
I think the winner for me was the Dalmore 15 because I tend to like bourbons more than you do for sure.
yep, for sure.
Um, so those are both fantastic. Would you give either of them a rating tonight? I mean, it's kind of early in the thing, so
Uh,
I don't even know if I have a rating system yet.
I
Maybe.
think I think to start off, um, I would put the Dalmore probably a 4 or 5.
Okay.
And this is just yeah, kind of a starting um, because it's middle of the road, but I would probably not. I wouldn't buy it
Right.
again. Um, but I've definitely had worse. I mean, it's just fine. It's fairly nondescript with a little bit of the bourbon oakiness. Like you can really taste the barrel, um, which so it's drinkable. It's nice, but it's not my cup of tea.
Right.
So I'll go with a 4 for that one. And then the Delwhinnie, I would put that like a 6
Okay.
because
And this is out of 10, right? Just
yes, this is
okay.
out of 10. That's what he
Oh, that's
put
right.
up
Charlie
for
said
the
out of 10. That's right.
yeah. Um, I would put it in like 6 or 7 range because I like it. It's more my cup of tea, but I've had other ones that do it better.
Yep.
And yeah,
And what I like about this particular bottle is it's this Distiller's Edition 2021. So it's kind of a unique bottle for even the distillery.
yep,
I think because all the Diego scotches did a Distiller's Edition in 21,
okay,
where they kind of got together. I think it was the master distillers and the master blenders got together and just kind of made a release, special
sure,
release. We do have a couple other ones from that Distillers Edition release
okay,
to try in this gathering, so that's pretty cool that we all randomly bought some cool
yep,
Distillers editions. Um, so it may or may not be the same as the Delwini 15 that you would buy.
Right.
So
Right. Um, so yeah. How about you?
um, I'd probably go with the Delmore, probably a 6. Because
Okay.
I know I've had some way better scotches, and I prefer kind of the more funky, outlandish scotches. I look a little more peat in my scotch, as far as
Yep.
just single malt with non-peated flavors to it. It's up there. It's not my all-time favorite, but it's good. It's drinkable. I'm curious to kind of live in it a little longer than this,
Sure.
and fool around with it. So that'll be interesting. I'm not sure I'd buy it. Kind of like you said, it's like it's good, but is it good enough to buy again? And probably not on that list. I think maybe for my scaling, probably a 7 or 8. I would say I could buy that again. 9 and 10s definitely will buy again type of deal.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
So it's on that cusp between the two. Um, and the Delwyn was good. It was not really my favorite of the two, but it's still a 5 in my book.
Okay.
Um,
Sure.
I enjoyed it, and I look forward to living in both these just a little bit longer because we got a little bit.
Yep.
So yeah, that was
All
fun.
right.
Um, I did have a couple quick things I forgot to say early in this video, but the the Scotch exchange we're doing here is 15 people, 16 different bottles. The the value of a Scotch here in Michigan was $1,633 worth of Scotch, which is insane to me that you guys actually allowed me to take all of that Scotch from you guys.
You had $1,600 worth of scotch.
I did just sitting in my basement, and no one was bugging me about handing them out. So the average bottle price of that would be $112 um,
Okay.
for an average bottle price. But I just think that's amazing. And one other thing I did find when I was looking around and kind of researching Scotch just in general, um, single malt in the United States still just makes up 25% of the sales of Scotch in the United States. The rest of it is all blended Scotch.
Really?
Yes. So, we found 16 bottles of single malt that are all amazing that we've all looked at or thought about buying, or you bought it because I told you to buy a bottle. you know, but still primarily blended Scotch is the top seller. I didn't delve into the details of why that's the case. I'm assuming things like Dewar's, Johnny Walker,
Right.
those ones are probably the biggest
Probably the
volume
biggest
sales,
sellers. Yeah.
and it kind of tips the scale a little bit. But that's 25% is a major increase in what it used to be, which is crazy to me.
Wow.
So we'll see. This is gonna be fun to explore the realm of
It,
single malt and find
yeah.
something I really enjoy. And I'm hoping to find like a house bottle that I always have on hand out of all this.
Yep. That would be fun.
So
Yeah, it's just fun to taste all the different ones. Like, I mean, even just this is a prime example. These two are so different.
and they're both Highland single malts.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
it's not
Um,
enough to just say Highland and understand what it's going to taste like.
right.
Yeah.
Because yeah, they are completely different.
So
So, um,
fabulous.
and that's the fun of Scotch.
You know it. All right. Well, that was good. Cut scene.